Hey guys, it's Sarah, and today I'm going to show you my as completed as possible reading journal for 2024. I know I don't post about my journals a whole lot. I haven't decided if I'm even going to continue sharing them, to be honest. I'm just not, super creative as far as journaling goes. A lot of things I end up, stealing from other people or copying what other people do. So this is nothing like groundbreaking by any means. So I think moving forward, I'm not going to be sharing my reading journal, at least maybe not in videos. Maybe I can do some on Instagram or something like that. That might be a little bit easier. But I will say that, especially my journal for next year, I'm getting a lot of inspiration from other people and just kind of copying what they're doing. So it's not even like original stuff, or I'm printing out images, from the internet to use versus drawing them out because I'm not a drawer. Yeah. So I will show you my completed one for here because I have shared this journal personally in the past, but moving forward, I haven't quite made a decision yet. But I'm leaning towards maybe just sharing some stuff randomly on Instagram if I even share it all. I might just keep it personal. You never know. Okay, so this is 2024. It is, like I said, as up to date as it can be. I'm not done reading for December yet, so December is not complete. But I'm giving myself to the 31st, and I wanted to have this up before then. So I use Archer and Olive. These are the journals that I use, and I will continue using them because they're fantastic. The size that I use is an A5. That's just the size that really works for me. All right. This is a postcard that my friend Jen sent me. I have this little sticker here with my name. I did a little flap cut, which I actually I don't really like this because sometimes I'll open my journal and I'll almost cut myself on this page just because it's like out in the middle here. I did a Hogwarts castle that I colored in, and then 2024. This is a reader tarot card that I just colored in and printed out. These were my goals for the year. Challenges that I did, I ended up checking off all of them. I did like the Buzzword Reading Challenge and Go with the Flow. I did a Taylor Swift bingo board, which was fun. So just everything as I completed the challenges throughout the year, I checked them off. So that was fun. Let's talk about this, you guys. This is something that I printed. I printed the blank bookshelves, and then I just colored in the aspects on the thing. I started out recreating the spines of the books that I was reading. I made it up until here. And then I stopped because it was so tedious. And if I didn't keep up on it, it was going to take forever to catch up. And some of these are like, this is white gel pen, but it's fading into the colors. That's happening quite a bit. And I don't know, I just don't love the way it looks. And then sometimes I couldn't even fit the whole, I had a hard time fitting the whole title on the spine. So it's just, I love the idea of it, but execution wise, it wasn't something that I was enjoying. So I made it up to here. Like I said, I think this was through April. And then I just started saying, okay, I'm just going to pick the color of the cover and I'm just going to color the spine in that way. And I'll just write it in with black Sharpie. So that's what I ended up doing for the rest of the year. Again, December's books are not on here yet. So I will fill in a couple more here when I am done reading for the month. But so again, love the idea. Execution wise, not so much. And I will definitely not be doing this next year for sure. Okay. I had my Harry Potter Mina Lima spread here because I was planning to read these books this year. I didn't end up reading them. Talked about that in my goals wrap up. But yeah, so that's there and it's fine. These were my priority reads for the year. I colored them in, I shaded them in when I read them. Only read half, but that's okay. So that's fine. My book haul. Okay. Again, I was writing in everything that I was hauling this year, and I had planned at the beginning of the year that this was the only room I was going to do this in. Yeah. And then I had to add in a page, front and back. And then I still have not written down everything that I've bought this year. I'm just leaving it. I'm not going to worry about making it up to date or filling it all in and adding another page because I don't have any self-control. It's fine. We're just going to move on. I did mark off any books that I did read though. So I did do that. So there's that. But yeah, it's fine. Let's move on. Okay. Authors reading to 0. So I did read 10 authors to completion. So anything that they have out and available, I was able to read and kind of catch up on some backlist of some of my absolute favorite authors of all time that I will read anything that they write. So that was nice. So anyone that's highlighted here, I did read. I had a couple that I did make a little bit of progress in, but I didn't finish. So that's okay. Christmas book exchange. I just wrote down, I had this open for a long time because we waited until probably September or October to finally decide what we were going to actually do for book exchange this year. So we ended up all just sending each other one book. So I just wrote down the person in the book. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to have a book exchange one in my journal next year though. All right, Taylor Swift. I found this Taylor Swift reading challenge on Instagram, I think, or Pinterest or something. Actually, I think it was Pinterest. And so I printed it out and then I drew out the squares over here so I could write down the books since there's not a lot of room on here, and then just put some Taylor Swift stickers like all over it. So that was fun. I did black it out though, so that was neat. 5-star predictions. I wrote down all the books that I read for each one. And then for each group, I wrote down who we worked with. And I haven't filled out December's yet, so I will do that here in a minute because I have finished reading for that one. But yeah, so there's that. So it's just kind of nice to keep track of, what I picked and what my 5-star ratings what my rating ended up being. NetGalley and Edelweiss, just wrote down the books that I read for each one. These are review books. So I read a total of 11 NetGalleys and then about to finish one from Edelweiss, so that'll be 8 here in the next couple days. But yeah, so just kind of kept track of that. Go with the Flow, which is the reading challenge that my friend Jen from Bookish Blonde and I did. We have videos earlier in the month about those, and then we're doing this again in 2025, and we opened it up to everybody. So I'll link that announcement down below if you haven't seen that for 2025. I showed this in my vlogs. I did do an on the cover challenge that was from Little Inklings Designs in her reading planners that she does. And I did end up, I just had a square with whatever was supposed to be on the cover. And then when I read something like that, I printed it out and put it on here. So not something that I paid super, super close attention to, but I just kind of revisited it every so often. And I was like, did I read anything like this? And I was like, oh, yes, I did. So I would add it on here. So that worked out nicely, but I was able to get all of that done. The Buzzword Reading Challenge, which is hosted by Books and Lala. So every month there's either a word or a prompt or like a theme more than an actual word. But I did do all of that as well. Again, this is something I don't do month by month necessarily. If I could do it in the month, that was nice, but I didn't stress out about it. So if I missed a month, I just kind of plugged something in along the way and it was totally fine. So that. My nonfiction goal was to read 10. I only read 5, but I wrote them in the speech bubbles. My seasonal TBRs are here. I do those every season and I have videos for them. So I will let them out what the prompt was and then check them off if I read them. So this was my series tracker here. And yeah, so I finished or caught up on 7 series this year and then made a little bit of progress in a couple other ones as well. I started tracking this, my most hated line, which is someone let out a breath they didn't realize they were holding, which you guys, if you see me on Instagram, I post every single time I hear that line or see that line in a book, I post about it. I do have another book to add on here. I just read one recently that had that line in there, so I'm going to add that too. But yeah, so this is how many books plus one that I haven't added in yet that had that line in it specifically. Oy. Okay, and then we get into the months. So the months basically kind of work all the same. I do have my seasonal most anticipated list in the beginning of each season. And then if there's like a challenge I did during the month, I will show that as well. Yeah, I don't know. Just drawing stuff out. I started out pretty strong and then I kind of lost mojo on that. So I ended up using stickers, but every month is the same. So I have a to be read. I divided it by arcs, 5-star predictions, and other. And then I did write my arcs in over here. I'm not going to do that moving forward next year. I'm going to take a different approach, and then I would write what I read. So this is where every month when I finish a book, I will add it in here. And then I will add some stickers that kind of make some sense for the theme of the book if I can, or, something like that. I will also stamp headphones if it's an audiobook, a book, and an open book if it's a physical book, and then a Kindle if it's a Kindle book. So I kind of keep track that way on the format of them as well. But I do like the way that this looks. I'm actually going to expand a little bit more on it next year, where I'm going to have 2 books per page so I can write a little bit more, because I found that I wasn't writing a whole lot in some of these, and I definitely want to have my thoughts down. So, and then we move into February here. So same thing. And then if I do read a book on my TBR, I will check it off. I'm going to do that a little bit differently next year too. But yeah, so this is March. This is where I kind of started going, stickers. It's a lot easier and less work. So what I read, spring. So spring is most anticipated because I did that at the end of March. So starting with April, I have my spring most anticipated. So it's April. Then if I have any DNFs, I will write that in as well. Any books that I DNF throughout the year. May. Let's see, got that. This is the first Booktrovert bingo, which is hosted by my friend Audrey over at Chapter and Converse. And hers started April 1st and went through May 31st. So I put this in at the end of May because that's when it ended. And marked a few things off here. I didn't actually get a bingo on that one, but that's okay. Then we go into June. Let's see. And then I got my summer most anticipated on that one for July. Okay, then move into August. You can see it's just kind of all the copy and paste format. Now here was the Catch-Up-a-thon, which is a book of the month themed readathon that my friend Krista and my friend Amy host. So I printed out the prompts for that. And then this is the one book that I read, but it filled 4 prompts, which was nice. But I only read 1 book for that. So I just printed out the cover and put it there. And then this was our Roll Your Next Read, which went June, July, August. So I put it in at the end of August because that's when it ended. And these are all the books that I read for that. So I just keep track of it throughout the time frame, and then I put it in wherever it ends. All right, so September was series September. So I have the bingo board there and what I read. Okay, this was a really good Booktrovert bingo. This one went from June through September. Yeah, like I blacked it out. Just about. Oh, well, no, I missed 2. There were 2 of them there that I didn't get. So yeah, so that was a really, really successful one there. Okay, and then that was a really good reading month for September there. October, got that. This was Spookoplathon in October, which I did participate in, and I wrote down all the books I read for that one, but I printed out the board small to fit into my journal just to see the board there. And then November was not a great reading month, as you can see. I only read 2 books. And then December is here, and again, still reading for December. So yeah, and then I have started my favorite books of the year in the back there, but I'm not going to show you that yet. I need that to be a surprise. So that will be coming up here in the next couple days. But yeah, that's my as completed as can be reading journal for 2024. Like I said, I don't think I'm going to make videos moving forward of my journals. They're just not original. They're not things that I can claim as my own necessarily. I printed a lot of things off the internet this year to just kind of, paste in versus drawing or copying by hand. I just printed. I'm trying to make it as easy on myself as possible. Yeah, so I don't think I'm going to be sharing my reading journals moving forward, at least not in videos. Again, I'm still thinking about Instagram, but I'm not 100% sure. I haven't really made a decision yet. So yeah, but I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me know your thoughts down below, and I will see you guys again soon. Have a great day. Bye.